Look at the inequality. A financial year 2025 to 2026. A financial budget of the year is being released in the JCE Parliament. And look at the inequality the other South Sudanese are fighting. Imagine Warrap state. Let's try to see the resources that brings money in to South Sudan. Because South Sudan has no other means of resources that they can bring money in apart from the oil. There's nothing else. South Sudan is not producing anything. Only oil. South Sudan is known for the production of oil. And where does the oil come from? The oil comes from Upper Nile. There's little bit of money being generated from diamond in Eastern Equatoria. That is another source where money comes from. When we talk of taxes, these taxes, they are controlled by the family of Kir Mayar. They do not go anywhere in South Sudan. The money ends up in the family of Kir. So, this money that is being distributed to the 10 states and their created administrative areas, they comes from the oil. And look at how it is being divided. This is what the Nuer community and whatever community is joining are fighting for. The inequality they are trying to show you right now, yet South Sudan has not yet gone anywhere. What do you think would happen if South Sudan is a developing country? What do you think would happen if the Gen Council of Elders established their domination of ruling South Sudan? What do you think would happen? Now it's happening, yet the Gen Council of Elders government has no power and has not yet established their domination over the South Sudanese. And yet they are doing something like this right now. Warrap state has nothing. There is no resources that comes from Warrap state. But look at the percentage that is being given to them. They have been given 38.16 billion South Sudanese pounds. And look at the states that generate the resources. Look at Unity State. About 75% or 85% come from the Unity State. And look at the percentage they have received from the JCE government. They only got 25 billion. Yet the remote and driest area or state without resources coming from, if there are resources in Western in Warrap state, they have not yet been discovered. No resources is being discovered in Warrap state. Now the question is, how is it a state with no resources, with no crisis currently, because Warrap state is not in crisis right now? How is it that they are given the biggest percentage of the share? How is it possible? There are states, especially in Upper Nile, the Unity State, and Jonglei State Plus, Malakal, and then go to Eastern Equatoria and Western Equatoria. These places, they are in crisis right now. They should be the one receiving the biggest share in the parliament. But that didn't happen. It's because these states are not dominated by the Dinka. There are few Dinkas in these states. The dominated state is the Warrap state, and that's where Salva Kiir comes from. That's why they receive the biggest share of the money for their financial year 2025 to 2026. Would you tell me that something better than this is coming to South Sudan? Imagine right now South Sudan is not yet a stable country, and no one is in domination right now of South Sudan. I understand and you understand that JCE wanted to dominate and rule South Sudan. They wanted to ethnically cleanse an ethnicity that they think is a threat to them. That's why they are going to the rural areas. They burn homes, murdered innocent children and women. They are scaring the real people so that no one stands up for other South Sudanese, because it's only the real community that we tell the JCE to fuck off with their domination. No one else in South Sudan. That's why they are doing the mass massacre to the Nuer community, to scare them off, so that they can start something like this. They can do something like this. It's really unfortunate that many of us do not see anything from this financial year. It's really very, very hard to explain. I understand some educated South Sudanese understands what I'm talking about. But majority of the South Sudanese who are uneducated, they don't really know what it means to do something like this. They do not know. But the question remains, how is it possible that a state with no crisis currently and has no single resource that generate money to South Sudan is being given the biggest share of the money? How is that possible? This is a question we should be asking and we should be answering.